Okay, I have a pretty nice vehicle here, especially now that winter's right around the corner. This is a 2001 Ford Expedition. I believe it's the XLT. I gotta check and see on the outside. Anyway, I'll start her up for you. And let's see, what do we got here? There it is. 196,012 on the mileage. Okay, and I gotta tell you, the thing runs pretty good. Seems pretty nice. Let's check the air conditioner here for you. Yep. Trying to come out into the little sun a little bit more. It's a little dark where I was. Air conditioners feels ice cold. Don't really need that today. Radio. As you can see, that works. All right, the CD player, no CD, so I can't tell you how that works. All right, let's check the windows. Oop, wrong one, wrong switch. Right rear, down and up. Right front, down, up. Swing on around, down, up. And of course, driver's window down and up. A little creaky cranky, but they work. Right mirror, looks like no problem. It's a heated mirror. And left mirror, no problems. That looks like a heated mirror as well. As you can see, there are no check engine lights on, no warning lights. I mean, other than one telling me that the rear hatch is open, but it is, because I want to show that to you guys. And it's got cruise control. It's auto four-wheel drive, meaning all-wheel drive, okay? But what I like about it is you also can put it into full-time four-wheel drive if you wish. So that's always a good thing. As you can see, the interior actually looks pretty nice, and I'll go into a little more depth on that when we get around to it. But I'll do this side. This actually, believe it or not, is, I believe, an 8-passenger. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 in the front, 3 in the middle row, and I believe 2 in the back. Now, here's the thing, though. Don't have the rear seat for it. I've been trying to get a hold of the guy I got it from, see if he's got it, but I haven't been able to get in touch with him. So, moral of the story is, they're plentiful and they're cheap at the junkyard. There's your power seat, backwards, forwards, down, up, and of course the seat back itself is manual. And you can see, even with this mileage, it is in terrific shape. I mean, usually, you know, you see these seats are all broken down or torn. There's no rips, tears, and even this light colored interior doesn't even have hardly any stains in it. So, pretty nice vehicle. Rubber floor mats, pretty sure they're not standard from the factory. Oh, it does have the adjustable pedals, which I always found to be a neat little, there you go. That's a neat little option. All right, Ford was real big on that back in the early 2000s. All right, now let's do the outside. Come over here. And I'm getting my little handy dandy gizmo out. Check our tire tread depth here. And you can see, yeah, it's about 7/32, so maybe about half of the tread left. A little less than half. Come back here. And that one, yeah, take it. Yeah, it's about the same as the front one. That was your left rear. Come on around here. And I'm gonna guess they're all pretty much gonna be the same. Yeah, that's a little less actually, maybe around 6. And that one, yep, right around 6, 7. All right, so moral of the story is very simple. You got about maybe a little less than half your tread life left on the tires. It'll be your call as to whether or not that's acceptable for you to drive this vehicle. It certainly is safe right now to drive, but you know, whether you want to go through the winter like that, again, that'll be up to you. You can see the tires are on nice aluminum alloy wheels. This is the XLT, just confirmed it. All right, right front fender, one little touched up chip there. Other than that, looks nice. Right front door, no dings, no nicks, doesn't look like any scratches. We'll open this baby up. Here's your passenger right front panel. Like I said, this is pretty darn nice and clean. There you go, the inside. Here's your door jamb. All right, now we'll do your door frame. And this is always a telling area down here as to whether there's going to be a corrosion problem or not. And as you can see, you know, at the a tiny little amount, but especially for, you know, an older Ford, this truck is not bad. Right rear door, no, very clean. I love this color combination, the green with the tan interior. It's always been, I think, one of the more attractive color combinations. Here's your second row of seats. So right now this is basically a 6-passenger vehicle, but if you decide you want to go get that bench seat, you can make this an 8-passenger vehicle. It does have rear air, heat and air conditioning as well, as you can see right there. Here's your door jamb, right rear we're at. And here's your door frame. All right, coming back here, your recorder panel. Looks like we have a little bit of a touch-up. Yeah, seems pretty solid. A little bit of a touch-up there on the body. But again, overall, looking down, looks pretty darn good. This rear bumper looks fantastic. A lot of times, especially on these older Fords, the rear bumper's either rotted out or bashed in or whatever. But as you can see, it's got a Class 3 weight distributing hitch on it with the receiver and the ball and hitch. And so that's probably kept a lot of people from smashing into this thing. You can see it's got a really nice spare tire in there, as it's supposed to. Let's take a look, see underneath, see what we see. Go. Here's of course where you play. I'll tell you one thing about this thing. Without this seat in here, you have tons and tons of storage space. Even if you put the seat in, you have some decent storage space. But it's up to you, like I said, whether you want to go ahead and get a seat for this. Not everybody needs it. So some people don't put the seat in. Some people take it out and they use it for storage. So whatever you want to do. All right, here's your hatch. Looks nice and clean around the hatch jamb. We'll close this up. All right, and there you go. There's a hatch. Looks nice and clean. Now, I like this because it's got the, as you can see, I left the window open for you. It's got the rear window defogger with the rear wiper. And you can open just the window up if you want to. You don't have to, like let's just say you're loading a couple bags of groceries or whatever and you don't want to struggle with the heavy hatch. Just pop the window and you're good to go. This side looks even better than the other side. This is really nice. Deep tinted glass, as you can see. Oh, let me get you guys a shot of the roof. So as you can see, it's got the full roof rack. This thing is really set up to travel. If you're towing, if you have a camper or you do that kind of thing, you know, you're really set up on this baby for that with the full roof rack and all that. And you can put a lot of stuff in these babies. All right, left rear door, a couple minor scratches, nothing really that big. I'd say overall this is really, you know, especially for the age and mileage, this thing is in really ultra nice, clean condition. There's your door jamb. We're at the left rear right now. There's your door panel. Now again, obviously this is not going to be a perfect vehicle. I mean, you know, it's 14 years old with almost 200,000 miles on it, so obviously, you know, there's going to be little tiny things wrong. But as far as like all the major stuff, mechanical, body, everything, it's actually pretty darn nice. A lot better than you should actually expect on something of this age and mileage. A lot better. All right, we'll do the driver's door now. There's your door jamb. There's your door panel. And now, of course, we'll do the door frame itself. So overall, I'd say this is pretty darn nice. You know, it's certainly not a rust bucket like it potentially could be. I believe me, I've seen plenty that were just awful. It's got the nice factory running boards with the lights and everything in them. It's got the keyless pad on the door. I mean, all this typical stuff of the Fords. Left front fender looks pretty nice and clean. Hood's got, well, looks like a little touched up chip there, but you know, some stone chips, but it does have the bug guard. Open this baby up. Now, it all depends on how you think, but this has the smaller V8 in it. It's the 4.6 liter V8, and I'll tell you, these things are known to do really, really big mileage. And this particular motor sounds very, very good. This truck runs strong. Obviously, I wouldn't tow something super duper heavy with it because, you know, it doesn't have the big V8. But again, if you're towing a camper, a boat, something like that, you should be fine with this setup. And again, like I said, it sounds really nice. All right, looking at the front. The grille looks to be in good shape. Front bumper looks pretty nice. One little crease in it. See, it's got the tow hooks and everything down there. Take a look underneath. There you go. Now, about the only thing I know mechanically that this truck may need, I haven't seen it myself, I'm told is it might need a muffler and a tailpipe. The exhaust is a little bit tiny loud, not bad. You may not even notice it, but I'd rather tell you everything I know about it. You know, that way there's no nasty surprises later. And if you live in the state of New Jersey, you have until April of next year before you even have to worry about getting it inspected. But I would guess for almost any state, I mean, I don't know all the state's laws. In fact, I know very few of them. But just judging by the general condition and the way this thing seems to run, I don't think this truck would have any problem passing inspection in pretty much any state. And I certainly wouldn't be afraid to drive this thing anywhere. But I will prove that to you because now we're going to take it for a ride. All right, folks, we're going to take it out for a ride now. But what I like to do before I do that, I try to do this on every one of my cars, is show you that the vehicle starts equally well, warm or cold. You saw me start it. It was first thing this morning, so the vehicle was stone cold when we started it up before. And now the vehicle's had a chance to warm up, and I'm going to start it again for you. Just with something you want to keep in the back of your mind if you go to buy a older, higher mileage vehicle. You always want to see it start warm and cold because different things can pop up depending upon the temperature of the engine. So there you have it. All right, we're going to take her out for a spin. And as I said before, it's got the 4.6 liter V8, and it has a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now, none of these big old SUVs like this are what you would consider a thrifty gas miser type of vehicle, and this certainly isn't one, but you have the best chance to get better gas mileage with this engine transmission setup. And there you see, we're up 55 miles an hour, no problem. Gets right up to speed. Seems to go down the road pretty smooth. Look at hands off the wheel. It's not like flying off the road. It's very quiet in here. That's something really nice about these big Expeditions, is they are a nice, quiet, pretty comfy ride too. They absorb the bumps well and what have you. All right, we'll do a little turn around here. Oh, you know what I didn't check for you guys? I'm going to do that as soon as we turn around while I'm waiting for these cars to go by. I did not show you the wipers or the horn, so let me turn around and face traffic first. And there you go, the horn works. Hopefully, I think you can see that on the video. You can see the wipers are working exactly as they should. Traffic, traffic, traffic. What's up with that this morning? Normally there's nobody out. All right, now we're gonna go. We'll head back to the lot. Yeah, so you have no fears about getting out and up to speed very quickly, either pulling onto a highway or like I just did, onto I don't want to call it a back road, it's a state highway, but whatever, so an access road. 55, as you just saw, shifted nice and smooth again through all the gears. It is electronic overdrive, so you can turn it off with a button on the end of the shifter lever there. Really, the only time you ever want to do that is maybe if you're towing, you don't want the vehicle shifting up and down. All right, what I'm going to do now is a brake test. Basically, all you can do as a visual thing is keep your eyes on the steering wheel, and when I slam on the brakes and let go of the wheel, you want to make sure it doesn't swing wildly to the right or the left, and then I'll try to describe to you how the brakes feel. I do this on a patch of loose gravel, and here we go, hands off and... Okay, good news, as I had hoped that this vehicle did. I don't know if you saw the wheel did a little of that. Well, it's supposed to, and it also did the jiggle. I don't know if you could hear it on the video or not, but I could certainly hear it. I could hear the anti-lock brake pump activating. Okay, so I know that the ABS, the anti-lock braking system, does work, and it works exactly as it should on this vehicle. Which, to me, I mean, it's got the dual airbags and everything, which is nice. It's a great safety feature, of course. But if I had to choose one, I'd prefer the ABS. I think it's a better safety feature. But having both is even better still. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just give you a little demonstration on the all-wheel drive. It's pretty simple. Normally, we're sitting on about a 20 to 25 degree incline, and if this were a rear-wheel drive or two-wheel drive vehicle and I stepped on the gas, all you'd hear is gravel getting spit out from under the tires and the vehicle wouldn't go anywhere. But this will spit a little bit of gravel out because it's all-wheel drive mode right now, meaning the computer's got to think about that the wheels are independently slipping, and then it'll catch in, and then we'll go. So watch, here we go. Yep, see, I can feel the front one's grabbing, and right after the rear one started to spin. Now, this vehicle, like I said before, also has the option, though, of being in constant four-wheel drive. Why would you ever want that? Well, for instance, if you're driving through 6 inches of snow, or you're in very muddy terrain, and you want to have the confidence of the four-wheel drive constantly being on without having to worry about the computer thinking about it, that's when you use the 4-high. Just a word of caution, do not use it on dry roads. You want, because it locks the wheels in, it'll rip your tires off. All right, but here we go. It's in 4x4 high right now. And we'll take off. As you can see, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but no gravel came out of the rear wheels. Why? Because all the wheels were pulling. Well, I can't say all of them. I'm pretty sure, you know, maybe probably only 3 of them were actually pulling, but it's designed to be that way. There's really very few vehicles in the world that are true four-wheel drive, you know, that every single wheel is operating at exactly the same time. Now, this vehicle also has the option for 4x4 low. When are you going to use low range? Probably never. In fact, if you got to use low range to get yourself unstuck, you shouldn't have been out in the first place, in my opinion. But it's there. What it does is when you put it in low range, I heard the transfer case clunk, meaning it went into low range, and you'll see it changes everything. It changes the shifting, it changes the whole dynamics of the vehicle. Only time I think you'd ever need this if you were stuck in heavy mud, heavy sand, deep snow, or you're trying to pull somebody out of the snow, you might want to use 4x4 low. But I'd be willing to bet that most people, 99.9999999% of the time, never put their vehicle in four-wheel low. But I did, since it has it, I like to demonstrate it. And you'll see something interesting. By the time I get about, I don't know, 150 feet or 100 feet to the top of my property here, you'll see it'll have shifted through all 4 gears. Here we go. See, we're in 3rd already. And just at the top there, it hit 4th gear. So yeah, like I said, it changes the whole shifting, everything. And that you definitely do not ever want to use 4x4 low on dry pavement or at any kind of speeds above like 35 miles an hour. Just would be really bad for the vehicle. All right, so we're going to pull it around. I'll do a little recap for us. This is a 2001 Ford Expedition XLT. Interior is beautiful. The exterior is very nice. You know, it's got its little things, you know, like for instance the what you call it, the overhead thing. I don't know whether it's a fuse or something. It doesn't work. Looks like the knob for the headlights. It's in the ashtray. You know, stupid little things like that. But basically, all the main equipment, the air conditioner, the engine, the transmission, the transfer case, the 4x4, power seats, power windows, all the stuff you need works exactly as it should. All right, now we're going to take another walk around the outside, because as I said before, I was pretty much in the shade when I started this. I do that intentionally because it's easier to do the interior and not have bad shadows so you guys can see details by starting off in the shade. But I also want you to take a look at how nice this looks out in relatively sunny conditions. Alright folks, so there you have it, 2001 Expedition. If somebody needs an 8-passenger, remember if you get that 3rd row seat, right now it's a 6-passenger, pretty heavy duty, family type of SUV, larger SUV, truck if you want to call it that. It's going to be reliable, and I know this thing can probably go at least another 100,000 miles. This would be the right one for you, and it's going to be very inexpensive of course as well. Thank you.